What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Michael Knapp Fishing. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Go down there and hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. We're going to be giving away a Tackle Warehouse gift card here and there, hidden somewhere in my videos. So today's video, we are going to start a new, I don't know if we're really going to call it a series because it's not going to be an every week thing. But it will be a new playlist on the channel, and we are going to simply call it Modifications. So that's a few things of what we're going to go over in this series is modifications, and a couple things that aren't really modifications but are modifications. I know that's really complicated. You're not going to see that in this video, but the next video I'll kind of explain that a little bit more. But let's dive into today's first modification, and we are going to be talking about hollow body frogs, top waters, and how we're going to go about modifying them and what we do and why we do it. So let's go, guys. All right, guys, so when we talk about hollow body frogs, hollow body topwaters, I know this is a perch, or I don't even remember, Live Target makes it, I don't even remember what it's called, but everybody knows it's topwater, and we all think about those wonderful topwater explosions that we all love. But a lot of people complain about the hookup ratio on these. So we're going to kind of talk about that today, of how I modify them, because I'll be completely honest, I have a really good hookup ratio with these, as long as they get it in their mouth. Now that is one downfall to the bait. A lot of the time the fish won't actually get it in their mouth, so you can't really have a hookup ratio if it isn't in the mouth, you know. So well, the only thing that I can offer for that, a lot of people are talking, well, you know, it looks like they got it in their mouth, but when I go to swing, it's not there. When they swallow this, when they explode on it, take a deep breath in and out, and then set the hook. Majority of the time what happens is when those fish come up and explode on it, they grab it and take it under, but they don't like have a really good lock on it. They've really just kind of hit it to kill it. So if you just kind of take that deep breath in and out, that'll give you a little bit more time to be able to reel up and set the hook, and I bet your hookup ratio will go up. And that's something that I started doing last year, or no, I'm sorry, 2 years ago. I'm losing track of time. 2 years ago I started doing that, and it really helped my hookup ratio a lot. So besides all of that, the actual modification of the bait, that's the whole point of this video series, is bait modification. I know everybody's seen me with pliers in my hand. They're like, what are you doing with them? So the one thing that I really like to do to my, we're not even gonna call it frogs, just soft body top water, something like this that runs along the top. If I know for a fact that I'm not going to be fishing in just ridiculously heavy slop, and I'm talking, you know, anytime, and not just slop, anytime that you're fishing heavy wood cover. We fish Douglas Lake a lot up in the river, and we throw frogs a lot, and there's a little bit of grass, but not a lot. There's very little grass actually, but we skip them underneath branches and whatnot. So I don't always open these up a lot, but if I'm fishing like open water situations to where maybe the bait's here and the grass is like right here just subsurface, then I'm going to open these hooks up. So I actually have a box of opens and a box of closed. This is a closed, but I'm going to go ahead and show you all how I open it. So you're going to put your finger down here on the hook base, and all you're going to do is grab the hook here, and you're just barely going to pry it open. Make sure you do not get that barb, because if you get that barb, your hook ratio is toast. So notice on that one how it's kind of pointed up, and that one's pointed down. So that's what we're going for. We want the hook to be up just a little bit. That way you're able to actually, when they hit that hook is already kind of right in the top of their mouth. So when you pull up, it's going straight in and it isn't pointed downward that much. So yet again on this one, we're just gonna grab right here, kind of behind the barb, close down on it. Make sure you got a good grasp on it so we don't get no hooks in hands, and just a little bit. It don't take a whole lot, you see? It doesn't take a whole lot at all, and it just brought that hook up just enough to where it's gonna give a little bit better of a hook penetration into the top of the mouth, and you're gonna catch a lot more fish with this technique. Now, put those away. We're done with the pliers for now. As far as other modifications, we're not gonna do like one modification per video and all that jazz. We're going to do modifications for the bait. Every modification I know of for the bait. So, okay, I had to make sure that I didn't already do it to this one. What you can do is add BBs to your baits. This one is really easy to do too. This part here actually just pops right out like so. Slide you a couple BBs down in there. Put it back on just like that. And now you're modified, ready to go with BBs. Now, what does that do for the bait? One, it allows you to cast it a heck of a lot further. Mostly because you've added some weight to this, so you're actually able to throw it further. You know, most of us fish this on 50, 65, 80 pound braid. And it's not always easy to throw these on that heavy braid, especially brand new braid that isn't quite maybe broken in yet. So those BBs really allow it to get a little bit more casting distance out of it. Besides that, that's great and all, I love that, but that's not the real key to this. The real key to adding BBs into this, when you're fishing that slop, and I'm talking the cheese, the stuff that's bubbly and nasty, when you throw that out there, it's just gonna kind of gently set down, and you're gonna start working it over top of it and whatnot, but it takes a little while for those fish to kind of hone in on it. If you add BBs to this, and the thicker the slop, the more BBs you can add for the more weight, it's gonna come in there and it's gonna slap down on there. You're actually gonna be able to hear it. When it hits the water, you're gonna hear, I mean, it's gonna be loud. And it's gonna give those bass something to hone in on. It's not gonna be so loud that it's gonna scare the fish away, obviously. But it's going to be just enough noise for those fish to be like, what's going on? They're gonna know something's up. So that's the two modifications that I really like to make to my topwater hollow bodies. And that's not just a pop and perch. I think this is a pop and perch. It's not just to a pop and perch. It's to the Sprout poppin' frog, the H2O frogs I throw, the Booyah pad crashers I throw. Any hollow body topwater, you can make these modifications to, and you are going to see a much better hookup ratio and probably a better attack ratio as well. Those fish are probably going to be able to find it and hit it a little bit better with that BB trick. Guys, I hope that modification came to y'all at a good time and y'all really like that modification. I'm going to give a good amount of modification tips and everything of kind of what I do with my fish. Some of it's going to be additional tackle that I add to it. Some of it's going to be just little odds and ends that I do to treble hooks, stuff like that. But also included in this modification is going to be ways to make it simpler to do techniques and stuff. We've got a few coming to you guys about the Tokyo rig, the Carolina rig, drop shot rig. Those are some of the things that we've got coming on that are actually going to make your life easier. They're not necessarily 100% modifications, but it's gonna make your life easier. And I guess we're gonna kind of combine tips in there with modifications, but it is a tackle specific stuff and technique specific stuff that's gonna make your life easier. Anyway guys, if you like these videos, do me a huge favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know if you do any of these modifications to your frogs. I really want to know that down there. If there's any modifications that you kind of know about, you want to hear more about, let me know down there. I might know what they are and we might be able to go over it. Take care, guys.